Welcome to Whispers and Confessions. There might be a twist waiting, so please make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's begin right away.
My wife and I were even more excited knowing others could hear us, and we made passionate love once again. We explored each other with heightened intensity, sharing an incredibly powerful moment together. Hello, I'm Jake, a 38-year-old professional. My wife Sarah is 37, and we have a daughter in elementary school. Our social circle consists of other parents we've met through school events. We frequently get together for steakhouse dinners with our children, casual drinks, and backyard barbecues. During one such gathering, we made plans for a beach vacation with two families we've grown particularly close to. Brian, 39, and Emily, 35, have family members who manage a beachfront resort, and they extended an invitation during dinner at the steakhouse following a recent school event. Emily enthusiastically inquired, "Have you finalized your summer vacation plans?" I responded, "We've been considering somewhere local, but haven't made any concrete decisions." Emily's face brightened as she suggested, "Why not join us at the beach?" Brian added with a warm smile, "That would be wonderful. What are your thoughts, Jake?" I replied cautiously, "I'd love to, but I wouldn't want to impose." Emily dismissed my concerns with a confident wave, saying, "Don't worry at all. My relatives who run the resort would be delighted to have you as guests." Michael, 40, and Olivia, 40, family, who were also present, joined in the plans. The children were overjoyed at the prospect of swimming with their friends. They couldn't contain their excitement, discussing the beach daily and planning what snacks to pack. We parents were equally looking forward to the getaway. Shortly after, Emily reached out to Sarah to coordinate dates. After reviewing my vacation schedule, I confirmed the timing couldn't be better. I have available vacation days, and this would be the perfect opportunity to use them. Thus, our 3-day beach adventure was arranged. When the day arrived, we divided into 2 vehicles and set off for the coast. The summer day was absolutely perfect. Though I tried to maintain proper decorum, I couldn't help but notice how attractive Emily looked in her short shorts and sleeveless top that revealed her shoulders, while Olivia wore a dress that elegantly fell above her knees. Despite my best efforts to be respectful, I found myself naturally drawn to their beauty. Emily and Sarah rode in my car, and Sarah, always thinking ahead, had worn her swimsuit underneath her clothes for immediate beach access. When she removed her outer layers before heading to the beach with the children, I was struck once again by how stunning my wife looked. Given how our daily routines typically revolve around our children, leaving little time for intimate moments, I viewed this trip as an ideal opportunity for some quality couple time. Brian had already headed to the beach, following the excited children, leaving Emily and me at the car. Emily went in search of the changing facilities while I organized the remaining luggage. Then I noticed her walking back slowly, glancing around as she approached. I inquired, "Emily, is everything all right? Did you forget something?" She explained, "No, it's just frustrating. The changing rooms are completely full with long queues. It would take forever." I suggested, "Emily, would you like to use the car to change?" She agreed, "Yes, that's actually a good solution. Time is of the essence, and I want to join the kids quickly," and entered the vehicle. We carefully covered the rear and side windows with beach towels, but struggled with the front windshield. I asked, "Emily, shall I hold up the front cover?" She playfully warned, "Thanks, but remember, no peeking." Finding her playful tone endearing, I joked back, "I wouldn't dare. Brian would have my head." However, I couldn't deny the natural male response to knowing Emily was changing just behind me. A fleeting thought crossed my mind about catching a glimpse of Emily. I immediately felt ashamed of such thoughts, wondering what others would think if they knew what was going through my mind. During this internal struggle, Emily called out, "Hey, make sure that front cover is secure." I assured her, "Yes, of course, I've got it." Though curiosity nagged at me, I maintained my position, resisting the urge to look. I remained focused on holding the towel in place, ensuring it wouldn't slip. Suddenly, Emily let out a startled, "Oh, Kaya." When I asked, "What's wrong?" I instinctively turned around while maintaining my grip on the front cover. The towel on the right had fallen, and since it was in a high-traffic area, Emily frantically attempted to fix it. In doing so, I inadvertently caught a full view of her in that vulnerable state. As she reached up to adjust the towel on the right window, her upper body was completely exposed. "Emily, are you all right?" I inquired. She spun around with a startled, "Eek," instinctively covering herself with both hands. "Well, you've already seen," she said, her face flushing crimson, before adding with a gentle smile, "But it's fine since it's you, Jake." Emily's form, as she hastily shielded herself, was mesmerizing. The brief glimpse of her full breasts, porcelain skin, and graceful backlines was breathtakingly beautiful. The perfect curves of her breasts and the elegant lines of her collarbone left an indelible impression in my mind. Though this unexpected encounter lingered in my thoughts, we soon joined the others, and all three families enjoyed their time swimming together. Since this was only our first day with tomorrow still ahead, we decided to return to the resort early to rest. The resort featured a ping pong table, which became our evening entertainment after dinner. The children's enthusiasm for ping pong validated our choice of venue. As everyone played vigorously in their swimwear, perspiration caused the three wives' suits to cling more closely, accentuating their figures. Olivia's elegant waistline, Emily's graceful shoulders, and Sarah's sleek legs were particularly striking. The casual atmosphere of the game allowed for natural appreciation of these aesthetic qualities. When we finally returned to our room, the children were so exhausted they immediately drifted off to sleep. Being Brian's relatives' resort, they had allocated us their finest presidential suite to accommodate all three families. It was truly luxurious, featuring a modern layout with a king-size bed, an expansive living room with plush sofas, and an elegant balcony, the epitome of upscale accommodation. After the children were asleep, we decided to make the evening memorable with wine and engaging conversation. I must have overindulged, as I soon found myself drifting off. When I suddenly awoke, the room was dimly illuminated by soft lamplight, with brighter light spilling from the bathroom area. Following the bathroom light, I made my way there to relieve myself. As I prepared to return to bed, I heard what seemed to be labored breathing coming from deeper within the suite. Curiosity piqued, I quietly investigated the source of the sound. In the furthest section, I discovered Brian and Emily together, covered by blankets, with Brian positioned above her. Recognizing their intimate moment, I discreetly retreated to my bed. Emily's continued breathing remained audible, and feeling aroused myself, I gently caressed my sleeping wife Sarah, though I restrained myself that night. The following day brought perfect weather with rising temperatures. Despite their maternal status, all three women wore rather daring bikinis, causing Brian, Michael, and I to exchange knowing glances, each admiring the other's wives more than our own. After an early morning of seaside activities at the children's insistence, evening found us naturally tired, and just as the previous day, the children retired early, leaving the adults to their entertainment. Learning from yesterday, I remained vigilant against drowsiness. Emily and Olivia had consumed considerable alcohol, and surprisingly, Sarah, typically reserved with drinking, had joined in enthusiastically, creating an unusually energetic atmosphere. Michael suddenly proposed, "Shall we play a game?" I responded, "Certainly, what type?" He suggested, "How about a rock, paper, scissors tournament?" Emily chimed in, "Brian, that's a great idea. To make it more interesting, why don't we offer a special prize for the winning man?" Sarah agreed, suggesting, "Yes, perhaps a monetary reward?" That's when inspiration struck me. "I like that, but I'd like to add a condition." Olivia eagerly inquired, "What is it?" "What's the condition?" "I'm fine with any prize money." I explained, "Let's make it a tournament with prizes for first, second, and third place. Additionally, the loser of each round must remove one article of clothing in front of everyone. How does that sound?" After a brief silence, Emily questioned, "Wait, so potentially, we could end up completely undressed in front of everyone?" I clarified, "Yes, but for fairness, ladies would start by removing socks when they lose, while men would begin with their shirts." After some discussion among themselves, the ladies eventually agreed. We determined the match order through a random draw. The first round paired me against Olivia, but my poor rock-paper-scissors skills led to a complete defeat. In the second round, Brian faced Emily, securing victory with successive wins. Jake triumphed over Michael in their match with remarkable skill. In round 3, Sarah faced off against Michael, and given his continued struggles with rock-paper-scissors, Sarah secured an effortless victory. The tournament's preliminary rounds concluded with Olivia, Jake, and Sarah standing victorious. The prospect of two skilled women competing made the finals particularly intriguing. Given the odd number of remaining contestants, lots were drawn, resulting in Jake advancing directly to the championship match. The semifinals featured an intense women's match between Sarah and Olivia. Olivia demonstrated exceptional prowess at rock-paper-scissors, systematically forcing Sarah to surrender her socks, beach robe belt, and eventually her beach robe in quick succession. The anticipation of seeing Sarah in her swimsuit again heightened the atmosphere. In a momentary display of resilience, Sarah managed to claim Olivia's beach robe, creating an electrifying moment. However, Olivia's superior skill ultimately prevailed, leaving Sarah completely exposed, desperately attempting to maintain her modesty with both hands. The stage was now set for the championship round. The finals pitted Jake against Olivia in what promised to be an epic showdown. Despite Olivia's determined resistance, Jake proved to be an equally formidable opponent. After nearly facing defeat, Jake orchestrated a spectacular comeback, winning several consecutive rounds. The tide turned dramatically, leaving Olivia precariously close to complete exposure. Olivia's generous figure proved particularly distracting for the male spectators, even as she attempted to maintain her dignity. The match concluded with Jake's victory, leaving Olivia in a similar state of undress. Her stunning physique left an indelible impression on all present. The atmosphere shifted dramatically when Olivia suggested partner swapping based on the initial tournament pairings. The combination of alcohol and the charged atmosphere from the competition led to unanimous agreement. I found myself paired with Olivia, who approached with unmistakable intent. In the aftermath of the tournament, with everyone loosely draped in beach robes, all three couples began their intimate encounters simultaneously. Though concern for Sarah briefly crossed my mind, Olivia's intoxicating presence and my own heightened state of arousal proved overwhelming, making resistance futile. Olivia gracefully settled onto my lap, her hands finding their way to my shoulders with delicate precision. Her eyes sparkled with unmistakable passion. As the space between us diminished, our lips met in a tender embrace. The subtle notes of her perfume heightened my arousal. Our kisses deepened as her velvet tongue explored mine with increasing fervor. Our breathing grew heavy, our hearts racing in unison. The soft pressure of her full breasts against my chest threatened to overwhelm my senses. Olivia's breathing became increasingly urgent, matching my own mounting desire. Her hips began a mesmerizing dance in my lap, each movement deliberate and sensual. Her rhythmic motions elicited deep breaths from me as I gripped her waist firmly. My body instinctively synchronized with her cadence, and as her movements intensified, my excitement reached unprecedented heights. The hypnotic sight of her breasts swaying before me nearly induced a trance-like state. Our breaths mingled as we surrendered completely to our shared passion. The air was filled with soft sighs and rhythmic breathing around us, but we were too lost in our own intimate moment to notice anything else. Time seemed to stand still. Eventually, all the couples found themselves resting peacefully on the floor. Olivia nestled against my arm, her breath gentle and sweet, while the other couples held each other tenderly. The atmosphere was rich with a delicate blend of perfumes and the natural warmth of passion, accompanied only by the soothing sound of waves in the distance. Shortly after, Sarah approached with a playful glint in her eyes and whispered seductively, "Did you enjoy your time with Olivia?" As I began to caress her softly, the knowledge of being watched heightened our excitement, leading to an even more passionate encounter. We discovered new depths of intimacy, culminating in our most intense shared experience yet. Looking back, I'm still amazed at how everything unfolded into such an extraordinary adventure. The following day passed in comfortable silence, with no mention of the previous night's events. Later that week, we gathered for drinks under the guise of reflection, where the men presented their collected prize money to the ladies. Sarah enthusiastically proposed planning another trip together. Olivia caught my gaze meaningfully and mentioned, "Christmas break is coming up," while Emily chimed in, suggesting, "We should plan a relaxing spa resort getaway next time." We men exchanged knowing looks and agreed, "We'll coordinate when the time comes." It had been an unforgettable beach trip spanning 2 nights and 3 days, thrilling and enjoyable in ways we never expected.